Hey guys, welcome back. Got us a nice D10 here. Got our pipeliner's cloud set up, and let's check out the problem. So I did weld that, and my weld did break, but that was a temporary weld while it was on the machine, and it was only supposed to get it another 2 or 3 hours till the end of the day. Top part broke. That doesn't look like that cracked. So this is kind of all pushed in. I don't know what's underneath it. Sounds kind of thin. Maybe sounds kind of like 1/4 inch. I'm assuming this one's gonna fail the same way. And I've already seen some spider cracks and stuff here and there. So I think the best thing to do here is gonna be to cut along this weld and get this whole piece out. We'll do this one first and we'll see what it looks like. I know this blade has been modified a lot, as well as that assembly where the rams mount and how they mount and everything. I know that's been modified. So let's cut this off with the plasma, see what we're dealing with underneath there, and then we'll come up with a game plan. This side is the entire crack. It appears that it cracked because there's weld is only on the top, maybe 1/4 of that. Definitely see that the weld did not go all the way down through the plate. All right. All right, so we can see that there's multiple points of failure. I'm gonna get this clean. I'm gonna cut that other side out, and I'm gonna get them cleaned up, and then we'll go over how and why I think this failed and what we're gonna do to fix it. All right, we got this cleaned up a little bit. Still got to do a little bit more of a cleanup, but you can see here, it's kind of like someone tried to reinforce the area where those get pushed against. We got all those welds cracked. Same thing here, cracked all the way down. So the reason this failed is because It's not even really connected here. Probably, you know, it's got such a big area with that in the center, and it pushes on it. Basically, those mount on here. There's really heavy duty springs, and this machine comes up behind a scraper. One of these, when they're going to take a cut, and they push on it right there on the rear stinger. That's why this blade is so small for this D10. It's called like a push blade, and it mounts to the inside of the frame on trunnion balls versus the outside where your normal like 14-foot wide blade would mount. So the reason it failed is because there was nothing like in the center basically holding that from flexing. That just sat there and flexed, and it finally broke. I feel like it's a little bit thin. It appears to be 3/8. This looks perfect for some 3/4. So we're gonna throw some 3/4 in there. We're gonna tie the 3/4 in. We're gonna leave it a little bit short. We're gonna get the root tied into this. And then we're also gonna do a center plug weld right over where those sit. That'll tie into all that. So that is gonna be about as strong as we can get that without fully cutting this blade apart. I know he doesn't want to do that, but so that's the plan. Don't have any 3/4 with me. Luckily, this is about 30 seconds away from my shop. So need to go get some 3/4. We'll take these over there. We'll get these cleaned up in the shop. Grab a 3/4 inch plate. We'll probably cut the plate there too. Come back out here and get her welded on. All right, back at the shop. Found us a piece of grade 50, which should be perfect for that. 3/4 of an inch thick. We'll get these cut out, get a bevel on them, and then we will. I'm not going to cut the center out because I don't remember exactly where those sit on the plate. So we'll cut the center plug weld out once we get over there and figure that out. All right, cut these out. To make the cuts on our 3/4 inch plate, we're going to be using a Hypertherm 65 amps cut. Use brand new consumables and should cut that pretty good. The cuts aren't that bad. You know, I guess for a plasma, cutters are not too bad. Cutting it by hand, I don't know. Plasma cutter seems to have like a bad rap. As far as cutting anything over 1/4 inch, I don't know. All right, now we're gonna use the plasma to cut our bevels because ain't nobody wants to grind all that junk off there. All right, get that set up. All right, so we got our plates sitting in here now. We got roughly where these are gonna sit, kind of figured out there. I felt like that was the best place for the plug weld in relation to what was on the bottom. We got the cracks underneath these fixed, and then you can see we've got a nice gap here. So I'll be able to burn down into that material below it, tie in the roots and everything, and it'll be a lot stronger than it was. It won't be able to flex. Got 3/4 inch versus 3/8. There's a lot of benefits going on. I'm gonna use hardwire ER70S6 to do the roots, to fill everything up and close up all the gaps. And then we're gonna fill it and cap it with dual shield. Lincoln 71 A75 1/16 dual shield, running 75-25 gas for both processes, 75% argon, 25% CO2. All right, let's get to it. All right, we got our cab root pass, kind of fill up the gap a little bit. Now we're gonna go over a dual shield and fill it all out. Then we'll locate our brackets, get those welded out, and get the blade put back on. All right, we got this side welded out. Now that side. All right, so we got these sitting on there loosely in their comfortable position. Now we're gonna weld them out. We'll pull these pins out, drop the blade down a little bit, leave the lower pins, and then weld these out. Okay, so we've got these tacked on. Bottom pins are in. The blade cannot go any lower than that because it's in a bind right there, and we have it supported from the crane. So I'm not nervous about getting in that area. All right, well, let's weld those out and finish this. All right, Got it, put it back together. We're not gonna paint it. Leave it like that. Should work. Should work for a while. It was really only should have a compression force going that way. Shouldn't really have any force going that way, unless someone gets stuck and they try to tie onto here or something like that, and then like pull it that way. And that's typically when those get more messed up like that. But usually they just sit there and the blade just pushes against those springs. All right, well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.